find very difficult to take time to draw. It seems there is always something more important to do before that. Today, determined to overcome my fear of not doing things perfectly, I forced myself to put on my backpack with my watercolors and go out early to draw. I haven't chosen any particular place to draw, so I start walking aimlessly. I realize I'm heading towards a spot called El Pontón. To get there, the route veers off the main road onto the path sheltered by the low branches of oaks and arch trees. It's a bridge made of a single slab of schist over the Pizarroso stream, near the village of the Guijo de Ávila, on a circular route that begins and ends in the same village. Still enjoying the cool of the morning air, I arrive at El Pontón and start looking for a place to sit and draw. I try not to overthink and I choose a smooth stone with a good view to sit on, with the sun in my back. At this time of year, the stream is dry, but it's alright. I remember myself it doesn't have to be perfect. I gather my materials while battling my insecurities. I find it hard to focus on what I want to do. Ideas about how it's going to turn out keep popping into my head. Since I have not used to going out to draw, I overcome with insecurities, fear and embarrassment. With the mechanical pencil my brother gave me, I start framing and sketching, fighting against my thoughts about everything that could go catastrophically wrong. Little by little, I draw lines and define the future drawing. Of course, I don't like how it's turning out, but I continue to trust the process, and that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's lucky to see that there aren't any hikers on the trail yet, and that the locals are working in other fields at this time of year. I'm very embarrassed for them to see me drawing. I don't understand why, so being alone helps me focus on my drawing, which is slowly taking shape. I try to be aware where I am, so peaceful and pleasant, breathing clean air and feeling the sun's rise on my back. Time to get out the watercolors. Now the fear is real. I've never dared to dedicate time to practicing color. Until now, the vast majority of my drawings are in pencil on loose sheet of paper or in the margins of the sketchbooks. Very, very low of my drawings could be considered finished. Perfectionism surely has something to do with that. Even so, I feel comfortable drawing in this environment. The sun isn't too hot yet, and I can hear the birds singing and the insect buzzing. I wonder, as I do so many times before, why I don't do this more often. Missing the opportunity to go out into the countryside with my sketchbook and practice copying, drawing, and coloring. And since I don't do it as often as I'd like, the fears are still very strong, and I have to make an effort to keep drawing and not go home. Something tells me that the heat is starting to get intense. Call it intuition. Here, in July, the heat can be very intense, so without having finished coloring, I wish I could have been faster. But of course, that comes with practice. I start packing up. As I do, my thoughts race because I haven't finished it, shifting between feelings of defeat and option for completing it. I return the way I came, and although I have a slight feeling of defeat, I feel privileged to be in this place in the world, surrounded by so many life and tranquility. Tira, vamos. Vamos. In the afternoon, I find a moment to finish coloring the drawing thanks to a photo I took before leaving. I try to give it depth and some details, even knowing that this might ruin it rather than fix it. At a certain point, I decided to leave it as it is, imperfect as it is. And this is the result. Thank you for watching this far, and if you'd like to join me on this personal journey of change, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe and commented if you have also at a similar point in your life, or if you have already been through this and have any advice, please let me know. See you in the next one.